course, Kale Dixon tore his right labrum late last summer, been on the mend ever since. And Kale Dixon, for a man that we talked about, gets whatever he wants, has always had success in life, for the first time really faced adversity in that rehab process. Byron, where's his head at today?
I think this is a Kale Dixon who has a reformed mindset.
Oh, Dixon tried a quick cover. Only gets one. Stacks coming back the other way.
I had a chance to sit down with Kale a little early on, talk about his return back to the ring, and he said, I had an epiphany during one of those rehab sessions where I could barely lift a 2-pound weight, and I realized everything that I've been doing worked to a certain extent, but maybe I need to adjust my mindset. Maybe I need to adjust my way of thinking, and perhaps that will bring me the success that I dreamed of.
As Stacks thought maybe he's trying to go into a cover right there out of the suplex. But speaking of making adjustments, these two actually met here on Level Up one-on-one back in June, where Stacks was accusing Kale Dixon of perhaps snitching on the Don. Certainly a lot has transpired ever since there, but Kale Dixon, you'd assume, would take a different mentality into tonight's match.
Well, right now, if you're Kale Dixon, coming off an injury, you've got so many thoughts flowing throughout your mind. What's critical is how Kale Dixon starts. Right now, showing no signs of ring rust in the early going, but what I want to see is, as this match goes on, how's the conditioning? How's the wind of Kale Dixon? Does he start to get a little trepidatious when it comes to maybe that shoulder and the usage of it?
And to that point, Byron, the snap there in the right shoulder of Kale Dixon, throwing that 96, which we've seen him execute several times here on Level Up. How does he put himself back in position? Because you have to imagine that is on his mind.
Look, I love what we're seeing energy-wise, confidence-wise from Kale Dixon.
Oh! And Stacks, innovative offense right there. As you have to imagine the underboss really looking to reprove himself after, of course, the D'Angelo family losing the NXT Tag Team Championships a couple of weeks back to Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin.
Yeah, first chance for Stacks to really get back on the right track. I'm sure there's a period of self-pity and mourning after losing those tag titles. Maybe they had, you know, Tony D's mama's risotto, maybe some homemade gelato, maybe a little pep talk from Rizzo.
Stacks into the cover. As Kale Dixon trying to put himself right back in a championship or winning position rather, as Stacks takes down Kale. Now Stacks, he might be thinking about the end here, Byron.
Crazed look in the eyes of Stacks, eyes locked on Dixon.
Stacks lines up Dixon,
whoa,
cement shoes, and the underboss makes a statement.
Here is your winner, Channing Stacks Lorenzo.
There's not a whole lot of superstars in that women's locker room that want to be her friend.
And that certainly started with Roxanne Perez, but then to that point, Byron, Ren Sinclair came back, asked Ava for the opportunity. Ren Sinclair hitting the ground running here in NXT.
And that was a pivotal moment in the young career of Ren Sinclair. To face the challenge, some would say the bullying, the intimidation of one of the most experienced competitors in this division, Roxanne Perez, and actually request a match against the former NXT Women's Champion. That's huge.
And then, of course, she's gone against the bougie bully, Lash Legend, along with Jakara Jackson. Already had some issues with the metaphor.
Yeah, and doing so has actually earned Ren Sinclair some respect from the likes of a Fallon Henley, who certainly has been able to provide some valuable advice to her.
As Sinclair looking to control the pace here against Lola Vice, and Ren Sinclair into the quick cover.
Roxanne Perez obviously has been on a bit of a war path. Hasn't been too happy with the situations in her career, and you can say the same thing with Lola Vice.
As Lola going right after that left hand there, Ren Sinclair certainly looking to do a number right here. And you go back to Ren Sinclair's debut in that #1 contender battle royal a few weeks back. In that same matchup, Lola Vice certainly broke off her friendship with Elektra Lopez.
Lola Vice has done what a lot of competitors have been afraid to do, to take a risk, to break off a partnership, as you said, to bet on yourself. Oh my.
And Lola bringing that Miami Heat here tonight.
A little oomph behind that.
And Lola looking to end this one into the cover. But look at Ren Sinclair kicking out at only one, and that frustration starting to kick in here of Lola.
That is only going to add fuel to the frustration of Lola Vice.
And we know Lola, of course, would love to get back into championship contention, as Lyra Valkyria certainly has had her head on a swivel, trying to stave off all of the challengers for that NXT Women's Championship.
And I honestly think not being able to utilize the women's breakout contract to win the women's championship. It actually is a benefit to Lola Vice because it forces her to be hungry. It forces her to go back to the drawing board and creatively figure out a new path in which she can maintain a threat to the women's title.
Really, Byron, that was the first time Lola Vice faced any sort of adversity here in NXT. Is that something that could potentially overwhelm her?
It could, but Lola Vice does not strike me as the kind of individual who's going to be overwhelmed by a little adversity, considering her background as a mixed martial artist.
Always trying to prepare, always being ready. And that's what Lola Vice trying to bring it here inside the ring. But Red Sinclair, of course, before coming to NXT, did have some experience. Byron looks to be paying off here.
Well, Red Sinclair has already proven that she is fearless. It doesn't matter who you are, what kind of threat you pose.
Byron, what did you see in that matchup that Javon could really take forward and make a lot of success here in NXT?
I saw that Javon Evans has a bright future. He just simply needs some seasoning. But right out of the gate, he's got booming confidence. He's got his natural swag. He's got lofty aspirations.
A three-sport athlete in high school, track, cross country, and basketball. But his love since day one has been professional wrestling. He's followed the WWE since birth.
Yeah, I mean, he's referred to himself as the Tupac of sports entertainment, the way Tupac changed the hip-hop and rap industry at a young age. He feels like he's going to reinvent sports entertainment. Once again, when's the last time you saw a newcomer, 19 years of age, walk in the door and say, I'm going to change this entire game?
A lot of confidence exuding out of Javon Evans here early on in his NXT career. And of course, Evans, with the support of the NXT Universe, looks to skyrocket to new levels. As Bernal here, looking to really make a statement tonight. Ooh. Wait a minute. What? As Javon Evans,
My goodness!
he's welcoming the shots from Bernal as we're going back and forth here, Byron.
Ooh, throw out the fanciness, throw out any technicalities. How about we just hit each other as hard as we can?
As Javon Evans, maybe a switch was flipped inside his head. As Javon, oh!
Nice!
The athleticism on full display. I don't know if he got all of Bernal right there, but certainly enough to stun Big Body.
And that offensive innovation is what makes Javon Evans so much fun to watch.
As Evans slithers to the outside, creates a bit of separation right there. And Byron, here we go. And Evans holds it in the road. And Javon Evans into the cover. Oh! And Evans here, almost a veteran-like maneuver to not allow that near fall to get in his head.
A veteran-like maneuvers, Big Body Hobby resourceful in his own right.
Snaps off the DDT, into the cover. Big Body looking for two in a row. And Javon Evans is able to kick out at two.
Barely kicked out though, Blake.
As we're going back and forth right here, Byron, what a main event on Level Up.
Javon Evans favoring his neck. Been knocked a little silly by that blow from Hobby.
And Big Body now keeping his foot on the gas, as he would love to start a bit of a win streak here on Level Up. That would certainly do him some favors as we're heading towards Stand and Deliver. Wait, Evans, reversal, in the cover. Only gets two, and Big Body can't come back the other way. Evans, another cover. And again, only two, but Javon Evans will not stop. Evans, and the third time won't be the charm either.
A lot of energy being expended though on those pinfall attempts by Evans.